you like juicy and tender brisket that tastes freaking delicious, then you might want to try putting on a little bit of coffee.
Big thanks to BorniakX Smokers for sponsoring this video.
That's right, I said a little bit of coffee. You might want to try a little bit of coffee on your brisket. This is a chuck brisket. From now on, I'll be calling this a chuck brisket. Really, it is a chuck roll, or what we call beef shoulder in the Netherlands. But to me, this is the new brisket. It's affordable, it's tasty, and it has all of the features of a brisket, so why not? But the big question is, can we make this taste a little bit better by adding our favorite drink? No, not beer. The favorite morning drink. Of course, I selected the perfect piece of beef. Look at that. Great intramuscular fat, all that white stuff running there, all the fat that sits in this piece of meat, and it just runs throughout, making this one of the tastiest pieces of beef you can get. You can clearly see the chuck right there. Normally I would just season this with a little bit of PITMASTERX Texas barbecue seasoning. Now, of course I'm going to do that too today. Just sprinkle that on. And because it's a thick cut of beef, I'm just going to build up a nice layer. You can see that with this shaker you get such a nice even coat of it. Make sure you get the sides too with a big piece of meat like this. And then flip it around. It's a little bit windy out today, but we'll make it work. This is going to taste freaking amazing as is. But I'm going to add something to it. You see, I got a nice dark roast coffee, 100% Arabic dark roast coffee. Now, why do I use dark roast coffee? Because dark roasted coffee has a less bitter flavor. Just like with meat, it becomes more flavorful and you get a little bit of the sweetness from the Maillard effect. Of course, the flavors develop differently, but the same rules apply. Now, I'm not just going to put on the coffee beans because you can't eat them like that. We got to grind them down. Just going to break it down. Now, of course, you can use any blender to do the job. It will work the same way, you will get the same results, except you can skip all the manual labor. Now I've got a mixture of fine and coarse grind coffee. And that now goes onto our chuck brisket. I'm just going to sprinkle it on, just like with the seasoning. I'm not going to need too much of it. There we go, let's flip this around. Of course, I'm going to season all sides with it, top, sides and bottom. There we go. Now I've got the right amount of seasoning and coffee on my chuck brisket, and I'm just going to let it sit while you and me fire up the barbecue. The barbecue that we'll be using is the borniak smoker. It's an electric smoker and it is very, very accurate. And that helps me cook the perfect brisket every time. So what I'm going to do is just set the temperature. I'm going to set it to smoke at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. Then I'm going to hit the smoke button. And then all I have to do is add some wood chips to it. I'll be adding some beech chips since it's my favorite flavor. All I need to do now is just slide in the chuck brisket, close the door and let this smoke for at least 4 hours at the temperature of 120 degrees Celsius so we can have a well-developed smoke profile on the chuck brisket. After about 4 hours, the chuck brisket looks like that. Whoa, what a beauty. Whoa. Oh, look at that bark. That looks freaking delicious. If you could just smell this. That is good. That is good. I have high hopes for this coffee chuck brisket. And to make it even better, of course, I'm going to add some beef tallow to it. You can warm this up or you can serve it up cold. There we go, a little bit of beef tallow. That's going to do the job. And I'm going to add a little bit of moisture to it. And this moisture, you guessed it, is coffee. Just a little bit to help it steam to get started. Not too much though, just a little bit. And as you can see, I have it sitting on a little bit of butcher paper, or a lot of butcher's paper. Last time I wrapped it up, the butcher's paper broke, so I'm starting with a double, and then I'm just going to roll it up. You see, with the brisket, I have a standard method of doing this, and it always works. But if you're doing the same thing for a chuck brisket, it's not going to work. So you got to figure out your whole new system. And the big rule is don't use too little paper. Because it's just a shame to see a puncture in the paper and lose all of that moisture. This is it. It's wrapped up. It's ready to go back on the barbecue. The borniak is still set to 120 degrees Celsius, but I'm going to raise up the temperature and I'm going to set it to 140 degrees Celsius. I'm going to stop the smoking process, and that's going to cook my chuck brisket until a core temperature of 92 degrees Celsius. Normally I smoke it about 4 hours and then 2 hours at a higher temperature, but this giant piece of meat took a little longer. And I found that with chuck brisket, they take a little longer because they're usually bigger than my regular briskets. I'm just going to take this out of the borniak smoker for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes for the intense heat to come out of the chuck brisket. Because I've been bringing it up to temperature at around 140 degrees, so on the outside I got more heat. That needs to level out first. It's probably going to shoot up over to 94 degrees Celsius core temperature. And in the meantime, I'm going to let the borniak cool down a little bit because we're moving to the resting phase. And the resting phase that I like to do is overnight. Set temperature, 60 degrees Celsius. All right. Now, this can now go back in. Just gonna put it right there. And this is the kind of cool feature about this borniak smoker. I don't have to worry about anything. The moment of truth. And the weather has definitely improved. So that's kind of cool. Maybe a good omen. I don't know. This could be also be like a morning thing, but the coffee fragrance that comes off this, it's really good. Let's open it up. That looks so freaking good. Wow. Look at that. Oh. Ooh. Always save the juices. Always. Without further ado, I'm gonna slice into this because just sitting here wiggling, being juicy and delicious, it's not enough. You gotta take a peek on the inside. Oh. Whoa. This is the best one yet. It's just oozing. I'm not doing anything. It's just, there's just juices running out. Even more juices than we already had. Wow, how good does that look? Insane. Let's get a slice out of this. Okay, it's kind of falling apart on me, so I overcooked it just a little. But that's fine with me. You see, with a chuck brisket, you get a little faster overcooking because of the multiple muscles that are involved, and so you're gonna have that fall apart experience a little bit faster. Just look at how good that looks. Time for the taste test. I'm literally sucking beef. And it's the most wonderful thing ever. It's not like you're eating coffee. It is really, how can I explain this? It kind of disappeared in the background, but you get hints of roasted, more volume of flavor. Very, very delicious. That is seriously good beef. By now, you have probably drawn your own conclusion that this is that putting coffee on your chuck brisket is a good idea.